Here is the light fixture that I mentioned in the last video I did of the outside lights. This is the other style light that I had. This is the Wallpack. And I think the brand was something like Lithonia Lighting. This is a 75 watts high pressure sodium Wallpack, which inherently is very difficult to open. Oh, no, this isn't even the original box. This is the original box. And I was correct, it is the Lithonia Lighting. This is a good box, very strong. I'm going to keep that. Okay, so here it is, the Lithonia Lighting, 70 watts, high pressure sodium security light. Now this is really heavy. I kind of thought it was going to be a piece of junk because it only costs $13, which is shocking to me. I don't know why it's so cheap, but it is. And if this works well, I think I'm going to buy a whole bunch of these because it's only a matter of time before they stop making these. And they're much better than, in my opinion, the LED fixtures. I'd much rather use one of these. So, at $13 a piece, it's kind of hard to go wrong. Let's see, this claims to have 4,500 lumens of brilliance. Okay. Okay. There's a diagram of the light coverage. 45 feet, that's not bad. Alright, let's see what we have here. Bulb is included. I thought maybe that was one of the reasons why it was so cheap, because the bulb wasn't included. Because the replacement bulb for this is like $9 or $12. And so why is the fixture only $13? Is the fixture only worth $1? That can't possibly be. Oh, they're on the Face blog. That's great. And they're on the Tweeter. Here is the instruction manual. Looks like it should be pretty easy to install. It's kind of nice to have the place where you can write the date it was installed in. Okay, here is the fixture itself. It even came with the wire nuts and some screws. Slightly larger than I expected, but that's not unreasonable. So the housing is, that's plastic and this is plastic. I was hoping this would be glass because the plastic will yellow over time. Not that it really matters with a yellow light, but it'll cause it to be not as bright over time if it really gets yellowed. But hopefully that won't happen for a while. Let's see here, I may have to read that manual. It looks like there's two screws up at the top here, so we'll take those out. Not right at the top, they're kind of in the middle. Okay. So that's what the inside of it looks like. I suppose if you wanted it to run continuously, you could just put like a black piece of paper or something over that. And there's the bulb. Unfortunately, this was made in China, which of course is the unfortunate. Let's see what's underneath this. Well, actually, in my used case, the wire could come out the bottom and that would be totally fine. Let's see what it says about where the wire should come out. Okay. So it says we need to remove the reflector next. Okay. It looks to me like that's not... I mean, that's a solid piece there. How the heck is the wire supposed to get out? Okay, determine knockouts. I think it's saying that the bottom opening is not intended for conduit use, but that's kind of what I tend to do is put the wire in through the bottom. So even though it's not intended, let's see if I can get that to knock out. It doesn't feel like it's a knockout. It's not even budging. And this looks the same way. This is not... I mean, this is thick metal here. This isn't just going to... I have to drill a hole. I don't see how any of that's supposed to knock out. Well, maybe this is why it was $13. Oh, is that the knockout right there, maybe? Maybe that's it? Maybe. I don't know, even that is like... It's going to take some effort to get through that. Well, whatever. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole in the bottom just enough for the 16 gauge wire to pass through, and that'll be fine for my application. So for now I'll put this back on and let's give this thing a test. In the last video I did of the other high pressure sodium whites, you know, with the opening it up and checking it out, that video was super boring too. Now this one is trending in the same direction, or it already went in the same direction. It's a ceramic thing there. Alright, so... okay. I need to find some wire nuts. I found some wire nuts. These were made in the USA. I was just thinking they're working really well. I had used these for another project and they went on very easily. And now I know why, because they weren't made in China. I'm just going to stick that behind there for now. That's not correct, but this is only going to be in operation for a couple of moments. It'll be fine. I'm not going to connect the grounding because it's only going to be in operation for a few minutes and I'm not going to be touching it, so it'll be fine. That, of course, is not really attached correctly, but it's good enough. Okay, I'm going to turn the lights off in here, and I'll plug this in. Hopefully the camera captured that, because that was a pretty cool startup. Starting to turn orange. Super orangey right now. That's quite bright. It's very bright, actually. Nice. Okay, so that works. Now, if I turn these other lights back on, I think I should cut off because it's daylight sensor based. Or perhaps the sensor is being covered. Or perhaps the daylight sensor just doesn't work. that's, I suppose, a possibility as well. Doesn't matter for my use case, it's going to be switched on and off manually anyways. Oh, there it goes, it just turned off. Okay, so it does work, it's just got a delay to it. Okay, so I'm not really happy with the design of this one as far as the knockouts go and so forth. It's ridiculous, but for $13, if it does its job, there's really no complaining to be had. And it looks like it does in fact have a legitimate UL listing to it, which is becoming a relatively scarce item nowadays. Alright, we'll do another video getting this hung up outside.